Introduction. My name is Stacy. I am 27 years old. I work in the fashion industry in New York City. I am a stylist for a big and famous magazine. This world is high pressure. We must work long hours and make sure everything is always perfect. The expectation is very high. We must attend many events. These events are always loud and they feel fake. I go to parties where the music hurts my ears. I drink cocktails that cost too much money. My friends are models and designers. They are very cool people. They expect me to live a certain way. This means I must date men who are wealthy. They must be powerful and sometimes a little bit dangerous. These men are often called bad boys in our circles. They drive expensive cars and they love attention. Everyone looks at us when we enter a room. People think this is the life I want. I am supposed to enjoy this life. I am supposed to love the loud music and the expensive champagne. But I do not. I am very tired of this performance. I feel a deep exhaustion from pretending to be someone I am not. Every morning, I put on a beautiful dress and a big smile. This smile is a mask. I wear it to survive in the city. If you show weakness in this job, you will fail. This need to pretend is a general lesson about society here. Many people wear these masks. They hide their true selves because they think the world will not accept them. They want success more than they want honesty. They are hiding their true feelings, their real interests, and their simple wishes. I wish for a simple life. I wish for quiet. I wish for a man who is the opposite of the bad boys my friends like. My secret preference is for gentle men. I like men who are smart. I like men who spend time thinking, not shouting. I want a man who is kind and real. I have not found him yet. This secret is mine alone. I keep it safe because I know my job and my friends would not understand. I must continue to play the role of the popular girl who loves the fast life, even though I dream of quiet conversations and true connection. I am waiting for the chance to take off my mask and be myself. 2. The computer man. It was a very busy Tuesday afternoon. I had a big deadline for the magazine, and my desk was covered in fabric samples and important papers. Suddenly, my computer screen went completely black. I pressed the buttons, but nothing happened. I felt panic rising inside me. I needed the files right away, so I called the IT department immediately. 10 minutes later, the door to my office opened. A man walked in. It was Nick, the computer man. I had seen him before, but only from far away. He works in the basement, helping everyone with technical problems. Most people in the fashion department do not know his name. Nick looked very different from the men I usually talk to. He wore a large, gray t-shirt that was too big for his body. He had thick, black glasses on his face. He never looked up. He walked straight to my desk without making eye contact. He sat down quickly and started working on the broken machine. His fingers moved very fast on the keyboard. He was quiet and completely focused on the task. The office was full of loud music and people talking, but Nick seemed far away. I watched him work. I realized he had nice hands. They were long and careful as he typed. I thought about the kind of men I usually date in New York. They are loud, rich, and often unkind. Nick was the opposite. He was calm and gentle. I felt a new, strange feeling inside me. My heart started to beat much faster. This man was almost invisible to everyone else in the office. He was the person no one invited to the parties, but I saw him clearly. I saw the intelligence in his quiet concentration. I liked the way he ignored the chaos around him. After a few minutes, the screen came back to life. Nick stopped typing. "It is fixed," he said quietly. His voice was very soft. He did not smile. He stood up immediately, ready to walk away. I knew I had to stop him. If he left my office now, the chance would be gone. I was tired of living the life everyone expected me to live. I wanted to know this quiet man. I made a quick decision right then. I decided to ignore the social rules of the office and make a move. I would not let him disappear. 3. A cup of coffee. Nick finished his work. He closed my computer quickly. The technical problem was gone. He stood up slowly. He did not look at me directly. He put his tools back into his bag. He just wanted to leave the room quickly, like he always did. He moved toward the door. "Wait, Nick," I said. He stopped near the door immediately. He turned around to face me. He looked a little nervous. "Thank you for fixing the computer so fast. That was very helpful." I took a deep breath. I decided to be brave and ignore the social rules of the office. "I want to buy you a cup of coffee." Nick looked at me, and his face showed pure shock. It was a very strong look of surprise and disbelief. He was totally confused by my offer. He wore his thick glasses, and his eyes were wide. I knew why he was surprised. He was the quiet computer man. I was the loud fashion girl. In our office, people like me generally do not talk to people like him. We were from two different, separate worlds. "Coffee?" he asked again. His voice was very quiet, almost a whisper. "With me? But you are Stacy." Everyone in the office knew my name. They knew I went to the big, expensive parties. They knew Nick was invisible to almost everyone in this building. I walked closer to him. I did not care about the office rules right now. I did not care what anyone else thought about this strange situation. I only cared about this moment between us. I looked right into his eyes. They were a beautiful green color. They were very clear behind the thick glass of his frames. I felt a strong connection to him. I wanted to tell him that the Stacy everyone saw was just a mask I wore for my job, but I just gave him a gentle smile instead. "Yes, coffee," I repeated firmly. "I really want to talk to you, Nick. Meet me after work today. Can you do that?" I waited patiently for his answer. He looked down at the floor for a long moment. He seemed to be thinking very hard. Then he looked back up at me. He nodded his head slowly. "Yes," he whispered again, "I can do that." I saw his face change color quickly. He started to blush deeply. His cheeks turned a bright, wonderful red color. He looked embarrassed by the attention, but also a little happy. I felt a quick spark of excitement inside me. This quiet moment was much better than any loud party I had ever been to. This felt true and real. I knew this was the start of something important, something just for us. 4. We talk a lot. We met at the small cafe after work. It was far from my office building. I chose this place because I did not want my judgmental colleagues to see us. My friends expect me to date someone very different from Nick, someone rich and popular. This cafe was quiet and had soft lights. Nick looked a little stiff and uncomfortable when he sat down, but I tried to make him feel better. I told him a short story about my busy day in the fashion world to break the silence. Then, Nick started to talk about his interests. He talked about video games with great detail. He explained the complex rules of the games and the long stories of the characters. He was focused and extremely passionate. His face lit up brightly when he spoke about these things he loved. After games, he talked about outer space. He knew the names of many stars and planets in the sky. He spoke about how big the universe is and how small we are. I listened to every single word he said. I realized that Nick was much more interesting than the men I usually knew. The models and rich boys in my life only talked about parties, clothes, and how much money they had. Nick talked about real knowledge and science. He had a smart mind, and that was very attractive. This feeling was completely new for me. Suddenly, Nick stopped talking. He looked down at the table, avoiding my eyes. He moved his coffee cup slowly with his finger. He looked nervous again, like he did not belong here. "I am not good at this," Nick confessed quietly. "I am very shy around women, especially around beautiful women." I knew I had to comfort him immediately. I wanted him to know I was not judging him at all. I reached my hand across the small table right away. I touched the back of his hand gently. His skin was warm and soft under my fingers. I wanted to show him he was safe with me. "You are doing great, Nick," I assured him softly. "You are very interesting, and I like talking to you a lot." When I touched him, he looked up quickly. His beautiful green eyes met mine. I saw the shyness start to disappear from his face. He took a deep breath, and his shoulders relaxed. Then he gave me a real smile. It was the first true smile I had ever seen from him. It changed his whole face completely. He looked happy and relaxed. That smile made me feel a powerful spark of excitement. We stayed there and talked for almost 2 hours more. We talked about everything important to us. I knew this meeting was much more than just a cup of coffee. We had talked a lot, and I knew I wanted to talk to him every day. 5. The big secret. For a few weeks, our relationship grew stronger. I really liked Nick's kind heart and his smart mind. I thought he was wonderful. But Nick always pulled away quickly. He seemed very worried about something. He would not hold my hand for long. He would not kiss me deeply. I felt a wall between us, and I knew we needed to talk about this big problem. One evening, we were sitting at my apartment. We were on my soft couch. The lights were low and the room was quiet. I wanted him to feel safe. I looked at him gently. I needed to know the truth. "Nick," I asked him softly, "why are you scared? What is the problem? You can tell me anything. I promise I will listen. I will not judge you." Nick looked at the floor. He took a very deep breath. It seemed very hard for him to speak. He looked up at me with his thick glasses. "Stacy," he started, "I have a big secret. I am 29 years old. But I have no experience with women. I am a virgin. I have never been with anyone before." I looked at Nick. I did not laugh. I did not feel bad for him. I felt something else. I felt a wave of happiness. In my world, men are often players. They have too many girlfriends. They pretend to be strong, but they are often empty inside. They play games and they are not honest. Nick was different. Nick was pure and honest. He was waiting for something real and true. He had waited for the right person. He valued love more than games. This made him very special to me. This was much better than any expensive gift. I moved closer to him on the couch. I put my hand on his arm. I smiled at him. "Nick," I whispered, "your secret is not bad. It is good. It makes you different. It makes you special to me. You are real." I looked into his beautiful green eyes. "I want you, Nick. Your lack of experience does not matter to me. I want you very much." He finally looked up at me. He did not look scared anymore. He looked surprised and maybe a little happy. We sat there, enjoying the quiet moment together. I knew our relationship was about to change. 6 bad friends. The next day at the office, Stacy felt very happy. She and Nick were closer than ever. She walked into the kitchen to get a glass of water. Her friend Jessica was there with 3 other women. Jessica was always the loudest person in the room. "Stacy," Jessica shouted. She looked excited. "I have to ask you about something." Stacy stopped. She did not like the look on Jessica's face. Stacy knew Jessica had seen her with Nick. "I saw you at that small cafe last week," Jessica said, laughing loudly. "You were with the IT nerd, the computer guy, Nick. Oh my God, Stacy, are you desperate?" The 3 other women started to laugh with Jessica. Stacy felt a terrible heat rise in her face. She felt ashamed, not because of Nick, but because she had hidden him. "He is so awkward," Jessica continued. "He wears those terrible shirts and his glasses are too thick. He is invisible to everyone." Stacy opened her mouth to speak, but she stopped. She saw Nick standing in the doorway of the kitchen. He was holding a few papers. He had walked up just in time to hear every single word. Nick's face became very white. He looked like he was in great pain. He dropped the papers on the floor. He did not look at Stacy. He looked completely and deeply humiliated. He turned around fast and ran away from the kitchen toward the elevators. Stacy felt a fire start in her chest. She was angry at Jessica and the others for their cruel words. but she was angrier at herself for making Nick feel like a secret. She had treated him badly by hiding him. "Stop laughing right now," Stacy shouted. Her voice was much louder than Jessica's. The kitchen became completely silent. Jessica looked surprised. "Stacy, relax. It was only a funny joke." "It was not a joke," Stacy said. Her hands were shaking. She looked at all four women. "Nick is 10 times the man any of you know. He is kind and honest. He is real." Stacy realized she did not care about her cool friends anymore. She did not care about her reputation in the fashion world. She only cared about Nick. She dropped her glass and ran out of the kitchen quickly. She ran past the desks and toward the elevator. She had to find him. She had to tell him that she chose him. She ran down the stairs to catch him before he left the building. 7, the first night. I went to Nick's apartment. I found the building easily. His apartment was small. It had many books and many computers. Nick opened the door slowly. He looked very sad and tired. He did not look at my face. He told me to leave quickly. "You should go, Stacy," he said softly. "I do not fit in your world. Your friends are right about me." I pushed the door open more and stepped inside. I closed the door behind me. I walked closer to him. I looked straight into his beautiful green eyes. "I do not care about that world," I told him clearly. "I only care about you, Nick. Only you." I walked closer to him again. The air felt strange, like it had electricity in it. I put my hands on his face. He felt warm under my fingers. We stood still for a long time. We only looked at each other. I wanted him to know he was safe with me. I needed him to trust me completely. I needed to take away the humiliation my friends had caused. "Please," I whispered, "let me show you how much I care." Then I kissed him. The kiss started very slow. It was gentle and careful. Nick was stiff at first. He was nervous because this was new. But after a few seconds, he started to relax his body. He put his arms around my waist. His hands were shaking a little bit, and I loved it. The kiss became deeper and longer. I felt all the tension leave his body. This kiss was full of true connection. It was special and real. We moved slowly to his bedroom. Everything felt quiet and important. I knew this was his first time being intimate with someone. I wanted the night to be perfect for him. I knew I needed to be very patient and soft. I guided him gently. I used soft words and gentle touches. I wanted him to understand that this was about feeling, not just physical touch. It was an emotional moment for both of us. He learned very quickly. He was careful and attentive to me. I had dated many men before Nick, but I had never felt this way. For the first time in my life, I felt truly adored. He made me feel like the most important woman in the world. We did not rush anything. The night was long and beautiful. We stayed wrapped in each other's arms until the morning sun began to rise. It was the start of something new and real. 8, a new start. The sunlight woke us up in the morning. It was bright and warm in Nick's small apartment. Nick looked at me. His thick glasses were on the bedside table. He looked different now. He was confident and very happy. He kissed my head softly. "Thank you," he said. "Thank you for choosing me." I smiled at him. "No, Nick," I said. "Thank you for being real." My life used to be about pretending. Now I was finally honest. Nick was honest too. It felt good to be true to myself. We got dressed for work. We walked to the big office building. The street was busy with people going to work. We held hands tightly. We did not hide our relationship anymore. We walked past the front desk and into the fast elevator. Many people saw us. They saw Stacy, the popular stylist, with Nick, the IT specialist. I did not care about their surprised faces. We stepped out onto our floor. My friend Jessica was standing near the coffee machine. She saw us immediately. She stared at our linked hands. Her mouth opened a little. I did not look away. I looked right at her. I did not care what she thought. I did not care about her cool opinion. I felt proud of Nick. I felt proud of my choice. I walked to my desk with Nick. He went to his department. I started my workday, but everything felt new. I thought about the last few weeks. I learned a big lesson. Being kind is much more important than being cool. Social rules do not matter. The people who love you for who you are, they matter. I had always chased the wrong things: status, money, and popularity. Nick did not have those things. He gave me something better. He gave me real love and honesty. Before Nick, I felt tired all the time from pretending. Now I felt strong and free. I was 27 years old. I was a successful stylist in New York City, but meeting Nick changed everything. He taught me the true meaning of happiness. He was the most wonderful man. Choosing him was the best decision of my entire life. It was a new start for both of us.